Hey ladies, how are you? I wanted to come in and talk to you guys today about the importance of touching base or checking in with yourself frequently. So, a lot of times we set goals of things that we want to accomplish, things that we want to do. We want to write a book, we want to lose weight, we want to save money, we want to plan for a trip, we want to get married. We set these goals of things that we are hoping to accomplish or diligently working towards. But one of the biggest mistakes that I see women make is that they are not frequently checking in with themselves. One of the things that you must do is at the end of each time period, whatever time period you decide, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly, depending on the goal and what works with your life and your schedule, is you want to make sure to check in with yourself. How am I doing? How am I progressing? What do I need to work on? What's worked well? What hasn't worked so well? And so one of the things that I've recently started implementing just probably about 6 months ago that has changed my life is more frequent check-ins. And I'd like to share these check-ins with you and how I do them. So on my alarm, 3 times a day, I have an alert that sets off for me to check in with myself. And the alert is really simple. Each day it's set at 9, 12, and 3. Those are like my busiest hours. And so I like to kind of reflect on what I'm doing because it's easy to be busy, right? But the question is, are you really being productive during that time? Are you really doing what it is that you need to be getting done? Or are you just busy doing things that don't really matter? And so what the alarm does is it alerts me at 9, 3, and 12. So I said that wrong, 9, 12, and 3. And it alerts me. And what it says is, are you creating from a place of joy or are you creating from a place of stress? And basically what that means is, in that moment, when that alarm goes off, no matter what I am doing, I need to stop and I need to reflect. And is what I'm doing joyful or is it stressful? And of course, there are going to be days where you're doing things that are stressful. Probably 70% of what you do is probably a little bit stressful, right? Bath time can be stressful because you're trying to balance, get the books read, make sure the other kid is in the bath, make sure check the homework, set the clothes out for the day ahead. So it can be like a hectic time, right? But for the most part, you need to be able to respond to those things appropriately. And so when this alert goes off and I ask myself, am I creating from a place of joy or am I creating from a place of stress? I take a minute to reflect. If I am creating from a place of joy, I get to smile, pat myself on the back, give myself a round of applause, and keep pushing towards what it is I'm working towards. If I answer that question and I am indeed creating from a place of stress, then now I need to pause. I need to pause and think, okay, is what I'm doing beneficial? Is what I'm doing helpful? Is what I am doing pushing me closer to what it is I want to accomplish? And if so, then I need to push through that stress, right? So think about my writing process. As I reflect on that and I say, okay, so my writing process was difficult. It was stressful. It evoked a lot of emotions in me. But overall, it had a big outcome, a big blessing that I was looking for, that accomplishment of achieving my goals. And so in those moments where I was stressed, it was good to push through it, right? But if I'm doing something that doesn't really align with who I am, like I'm pretending to go to meetings for clients that I don't even genuinely want to work with, or somebody's asking me to volunteer at a place that I would never even be happy at. What is it that I'm doing? And if it's not benefiting me or adding to what I'm trying to accomplish, it's not worth it. And so in that moment, I don't take a long time to reflect because obviously you can get consumed in your reflection or get thrown off guard. You can be thinking like, oh my gosh, like, what am I supposed to be doing? Or, oh, I should do this. And you get distracted and pulled in all these different directions. So I don't take a long time to sit in this moment, but somewhere between 3 and 5 minutes is fair. And so if I'm creating from a place of stress and I discover that stress is something that is pushing me towards something big, a bigger picture, then I push through. If I'm creating from a place of stress and I discover that it's something that's not really in alignment with who I am or what I'm trying to achieve, then I decide to do something different. And I need to acknowledge that feeling because too many of us are going through our lives doing things that don't align with us, doing things that we don't enjoy doing. Yes, you have to get up and go to work, but if you hate your job, you dread it every single day, and you're crying, and every day, every time that alarm is going off, you're answering stress, 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 it's time to make some changes, right? And that's the whole point of reflection. You don't know what it is that you need to do unless you're reflecting on what it is that's already happening that you don't like or that you want to change. And so I wanted to share this activity with you because it was just like a trial period, just an initiative that I was trying to see if it really worked. And I've been sharing it with my inner circle and my clients and letting them know, like, hey, this is an activity that I participate in and I love it. And this is what it's done for me. And this is how it's changed. And I truly, honestly have grown so much from this activity. It's allowed me to reflect on my day-to-day progress, on things that I want to improve on things that I'm doing great on. And it's just allowed me to really take moments to breathe in the middle of the day and just be present. Because a lot of times we're future oriented and we're thinking about all the things we need to do in the future, or we're former oriented and we're thinking about all the things that we should have changed in the past or the things that we should have done. But a lot of times we're missing the present, right? And the past and the future aren't reality, right? The past is our version of reality. The future, we don't even know what's going to happen. A lot of times when we start believing or thinking in the future, we're going to be consumed with worry because we can't assume or guess what is going to happen. And so I challenge you to take advantage of these small little breaks. Maybe you try it once, maybe you try it 5 times. Look at your schedule and see how it works and sit there and be in the moment. Ground yourself in the moment. And you will see a major change in your attitude and your approach. Because one of the things that I do notice is that if I'm creating from a place of stress and I take a moment to relax and regroup and I think about it like, okay, this is something that I want to do, or reminding myself, encouraging myself, affirming myself for what it is I'm working towards. Then when I'm done with that 3 to 5 minutes, I jump back in and I'm working towards my goals. Now I'm refreshed, I'm restored, I'm, somewhat relaxed and ready to go back at it. And that has worked powerfully for me because a lot of times when you're just going about these things, it can get really boring and really overwhelming. So take a minute to reflect. Maybe you're not doing it every day, but maybe you have been working on a weight loss goal. And so your thing is that you're going to check in every Sunday with yourself and reflect and journal how you've been feeling about it, or pray on how you've been feeling about it, or touch base with your accountability partner about how you've been feeling. Maybe you're working on writing a book. And so every day at the end of the day, you're doing it because you want to reflect on how much progress you have made. However it works for you, I just would like to challenge you to really make an honest effort to instill regular reflection periods in your day and see how that magnifies your success. So until next time, ladies, continue with clarity. Bye.